Hey, I recently had an opportunity to sit down with the creator of the world's first spill-proof chalk bucket. This thing is absolutely amazing. Now, the interview was over 2 hours long, and the video that I took needed to be edited a lot because you guys don't want to sit down and watch 2 hours of video of us talking about this awesome thing. You want to see it in action. But I also wanted to include a lot of that interview so you could see where it came from and who John is. This is a company that I think that we're going to see a lot more of. I really like what they stand for. Kinetik, always in motion.
John, thank you for taking some time to meet with me today. I'm super excited to be here and check out your space. It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
What came first, climbing or the designer for creating climbing products?
Climbing came first. And then just as a person that has always made things, from the time I was 4 years old and my dad took me out to the garage and was like, here's a saw. A coping saw.
Okay.
Not he's like, as soon as you learn that, then you can move up to, an electric saw. And so by 7, I had an electric, I could use the electric saw.
Nice, all right, yeah.
So
that's kind of my dad too. But
you obviously are someone that has always made things as well. So
yeah.
When you get into something like climbing, you then automatically want to make the things that surround it. At the time, I just started sewing. I bought a pawn shop Singer sewing machine and destroyed it within weeks. And made my first chalk bag and my first gear roll and my first crash pad and my first chalk bucket, and just didn't stop doing that.
I'm going to throw a link down in the description to show some of that history. So let's talk about some of the things that I think that the biggest thing that Kinetik is known for is going to be your chalk bucket.
Yeah. So the kilojoule, as we call it, is the world's first spill-proof chalk bucket.
So I'm going to close this up. So we had it open so you could see in there.
We added that feature on the kilojoule 3 so that you could fill the chalk bucket. People had problems with, or brush holes if you wanted to do brush. So.
That's nice chalk. I would say there's probably about 100 grams of chalk in this bucket.
Yep. And then you can just flip that.
Look at that. I thought there would be at least a little something that came out of there, but there's nothing.
One of our athletes, Wes Walker, he went through this phase where he was just chucking his chalk pot off of the highest thing he could, and seeing if anything spilled out, which if you look at the bottom, I think we can get a link to that as well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It would always roll down the hill and nothing came out, and he got such a kick out of it.
This is serious. So when I first saw this, I thought, it's a cool idea, but is it going to be annoying to put your hand through there? Because in order to seal all that chalk in, there has to be a barrier there.
Yep.
And I can tell you, with this fully closed, I can just stick my hand in there, and as you kind of have to, that first layer, I think you have to kind of fish your fingers through, but then you're in there. That is totally worth it to me to keep my chalk.
It's the kind of thing that it takes a fraction of a second more to learn the first couple times, but it makes such a huge difference. And that was the insight I really had when I first was, I started out trying to make a spill or a tip-proof chalk bucket because I thought that would stop it. But I was like, well, no matter what you do, it's going to tip over at some point. So you need to make it spill-proof. And the insight was, it doesn't need to be completely open because you're not hanging on the wall at the time. You're standing in front of the boulder, getting ready to chalk up and getting ready to climb. So you have that extra millisecond. And
with this design, unless it's muddy out, you don't care where. You just pick this thing up and chalk your hands and then throw it down. It doesn't matter if it goes down to the side. unless it's open like this. Why did you design it so? Because this is the brand new style right here, the brand new model that stays open.
Yes.
You can lock that open.
Yes. So that was important so that you can actually fill. So you can dump your chalk in.
How did you fill it before that?
Well, before, what you would do is you would just, it was a two-handed operation. So you would essentially hold it open with one hand.
One hand open it and dump it in. Okay.
And
That's
then
not that bad.
either that or I would take a paper cup and cut the bottom out of the paper cup and push it through and then fill it.
Okay. Much easier. I like that.
Yeah. So,
and if for some reason you need to like fish around in your bucket for a piece of chalk to tick your holds.
but please do brush that off when you're done.
Sorry, I'm spreading chalk around in here. Even though it's spill proof, it's still chalk.
It's still
And that-
chalk.
And that brings me to something else. So
Sure.
with me, I hate having chalk on my gear.
Oh yeah.
So what I normally do is I have a Ziploc bag
Mhm.
that I put my chalk, a chalk bag.
Mhm.
So I'll have my chalk bag and I'll close it up and make sure it's nice and pretty, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag before it goes into my bag, so I know that nothing else is getting chalked up. And something that I like that you've done here is, because you can see like this outside it's going to get chalky.
Mhm.
Now, and you've had this at demos,
Mhm.
so there's been a lot of hands in this
Yep.
thing. So, but you can push this down
Mhm.
and then zip it up. So there's one more layer to keep everything clean.
Yep.
So you could essentially, and I think that this would do it for me, because sometimes you lose that bag. And then not only do you have lost a Ziploc bag, but you also are leaving plastic around in the wilderness, which is something that we should try not to do.
Absolutely.
So this takes that completely away. Everything's right here. It seals it up. If there's some chalk on it like this, you just brush that off. And have you put this in your bags? Like
Yes.
into a backpack with all your other gear?
Yes, absolutely.
Does it keep the chalk away?
Yes, way better than your typical drawstring bags that have a single layer of protection between you and your chalk. Hard to say because I also carry one of those.
All right. I think that's a really cool design. Here's one. Let's grab this clean one here. So you have it's all closed up.
Mhm.
You've got a pocket now on the outside, so you can throw your keys, your snacks, or something in there, and you don't have to like this. You could carry this in your shoes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
that's-
added a clip-in carabiner point so that if you want to clip your shoes in, you can do that. Have sort of one thing.
John, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Thank
And
you.
I hope this helps. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave the thumbs up button. Let me know. That gives me some encouragement to keep on going with this channel. Also, please leave some comments down below. We'll make sure that John sees these comments as they come up, and we'll hopefully maybe help it stay in motion here. We want it to see this improve. And thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time right here on Climber Dad.
Thank you.